and get started because my aim for this call is really to keep it to 30 minutes so we can be really effective with our time. I don't want this to be one of those kinds of things that just goes and goes and goes and goes. Like, I know we're all short on time and we want to be really effective with our time, and I want to honor your time and mine as well. So my aim is really to keep these calls at 30 minutes, 40 minutes max. And so like I said just a few minutes ago, today I really want to go over the expectations for this call, how they're going to be run, what we're going to be doing every week so you guys have a really clear picture of what is all involved. So I really want to thank you guys for being on here, for taking that leap, for wanting to elevate your business to that next level and have this level of accountability. This is something brand new that we're implementing on the team that I've learned from Bob, which I've shared with you guys. It seems funny to call him Bob because I have an Uncle Bob. So it's weird to say Bob. Anyways, and it's something he used to do on his teams, and so I'm really excited to implement this on our team. So every single week, we're going to have it same day, same time. I did want to ask really quick if you guys could all do it Wednesday at 2 instead of Thursday at 2. If that's possible, awesome. If not, we'll keep it this time. If you could either say like, yes, I can do it, or put it in the chat box. Let me know if that works for you or not. Other than that, we're going to have the exact same time, same day, every single week. I'm not going to be recording these calls because this is something that is super important for you guys to be on live. It's going to be very interactive, and it's not just going to be me like talking to you guys for 40 minutes. And to really have that level of accountability and mindfulness in your business, you want to be on here live every single week. Now, one of the requirements to being on this call is that you send me that accountability sheet every single week. And I just wanted to go over that really quick to make sure you guys are all clear on how to fill it out, what the expectations are on that. So I'm going to screen share really quick and just pull that up because I know I had a couple questions from people who were filling it out. So it's going to look like this every single day, every single week. And can you guys all see this? Roxanne, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see it? Because I can only see you. Okay, awesome. So Tanya had a great point of putting the date on here, so I will add a date on here. And so this is, self-explanatory, current rank, current FC points. And you want to do it for the previous week. So our week runs Thursday through Wednesday. So filling this out today, you would be looking, just pulling up the calendar, you would be looking at the 12th through the 18th. That's going to be the week that you are tracking, so the week before, okay? And so you're going to put your current rank as it is today, because we rank advance, Thursday morning. If we move the call to Wednesday, if that works for everybody, that's fine. You can still do your Thursday through Wednesday because the numbers don't change until midnight. So it would still be the same, like Wednesday to midnight is what you're tracking. So put your current rank here, your current Success Club points, and then this is your team where you're going to write in your coaches' names. And why we want to do this is we want to really have a clear picture, a clear roadmap of where our business is at and where we're going. So many people get into businesses like this, and as Bob calls them, we become accidental entrepreneurs. Which basically we've started this business, but we're not really being mindful or intentional in our actions. We're not really taking a clear look. Like if any other business, they're going to be tracking their numbers every single week, right? So we have to do the same thing. So this is what this forum is to really help you guys become clear of where your business is and have a clear roadmap of where you want it to go. So every week you're going to fill this out. Our aim is for all of you guys to get to be a diamond coach. And so this is the roadmap to get to diamond. It's 4 coaches on your left, 4 coaches on your right, one of each of those coaches being an emerald coach. And that's what these little bubbles are. These are for your Emerald coaches. When I was making it, I tried to make little lines connecting them, and they just like were not working. So those are connected. And it might change, you know, from week to week. You might have somebody down here who you think is going to be Emerald, and then it gets replaced. So this is flexible every single week. You're just going to be filling it out with the current coaches on your team. Really be aware of where you're at and where you want to go. Now, this is volume. So your residual volume, or your residual income, is going to come from your volume. I know you guys are on this call because you want to build amazing businesses, right? You don't want to just be retailing every single week. You want to be able to build that level of income, build that team that is earning for you every single week. So even if you go on vacation for a week, you're still earning. And that comes from volume. And so that's why we want to really track that, so we can understand where it's at and we can continue to improve that. So PV just stands for personal volume, and then TV stands for team volume. And you want to track what your team volume is on your right leg, and you want to track what it is on your left leg. And again, that's going to be for the week previously. So for like today, you would be doing it from the 12th to the 18th. And it's all in your online office. So you can easily find those numbers and just plug them in. And then each week, we're actually going to be tracking the change. So has it gone up? Has it gone down? So you, again, are really aware of where your business is at. Okay, then this is really self-explanatory, you know, new customers, new coaches. I just put 3 because that's what fit into my form, but, you know, if we find you're doing more than that, you can just scrunch them into the lines or whatever. Or I can even take these out. I made this form so we can totally customize it if there's something else you think should be on there that's not, or you want things moved around. And then these are for you to track how often are you doing those Coach Daily activities. So we have the Google Forms there for you to have a really clear guide, a really clear guideline for you to know exactly what to be doing every single day in your business, to be really focused on those income producing activities. So you literally can just go through and check, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which ones did you do? I know for me, for a long time, I was not tracking my business. And I was just sort of winging it and showing up when on the daily, but I wasn't tracking, like, how many people am I really inviting, and how many people am I really reaching out to and starting those new conversations, and am I expanding my network? I was really just sort of doing it all in my head and thinking that I was doing enough. But then when I really started to write it down and see, like, oh, I only invited like 2 people this week, and I haven't invited anybody to coaching in like a month. How am I going to grow my team if I'm not actually inviting people? So this is what this form is for, to help you become really intentional with those business building, income producing activities. Okay, so back to here. So back to the calls. You guys are responsible for filling those out and getting them to me before the call. So every single Wednesday, filling them out, sending to me. You can fill them out. Was it Roxanne? Did you actually were able to type into the form?
It was text boxes.
Cool.
But I was able to do that.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. So Roxanne was actually able to text into it. I was like, whoa, that's awesome. But then, like, I know Kate printed it, filled it out, and snapshotted it to me. Totally fine. Either way is totally fine. Just make sure you fill it out and get it to me before the call. Now, the first 5 minutes of the call, each person is going to basically be reporting these numbers to the group. And I'm going to be doing this too. We're all in this together. And I will just tell you, this is definitely a struggle for me. I'm going to be like totally honest with you guys. Accountability is hard for me. I don't know why. I can hold myself to a very high standard, but I have a hard time doing it for other people. But I am willing to get uncomfortable and have the nervous sweats for you guys, because I know it's going to help. And I know it might make us uncomfortable and it might make you want to pull back, but it's going to be the exact thing that's going to help you push your business forward. That's going to help you elevate your business to the place where you want it to be. So the very first 5 minutes, we're just going to go through our numbers, and this is really going to be like a no stories zone in this first 5 minutes. And what I mean by that is it's not a time to be like, oh, well, I only did my power hour on Tuesday because XYZ, right? We're just reporting our actions for the week. We're going around, everybody gets a turn. And if we keep it like that in that format, it should only take about 5 minutes, okay? Then the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna have one of you guys share a win from the week. And I will probably ask you ahead of time because I track what you guys are doing too in my online office. So, if I see maybe one of you has signed up 2 coaches this week, I'm going to say like, hey, Roxanne, can you share, who you signed up and how did that work and how did you find them and what was your conversation? Or maybe Kate just had like a really rockin' free group and I'm going to ask her, to share some of her tips on how that worked for her so well. Or maybe Erica did a really awesome live video and I'm going to ask her for some of her tips on that. So it's going to be a short, like 5 minute, what was one of your wins for the week? Then the next sort of 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to have one person share something that was challenging for them that week, something that they struggled with, maybe a roadblock that they're hitting or an objection they heard or something that's going on. And from there, we can either have sort of like a training session where we talk about that sort of roadblock or challenge and work through it and offer tips. Or we can go into sort of like a hot seat situation where I just pick one person and we do a little bit of one-on-one coaching together. And this can sometimes also lead into some more training. So that's going to be the overall structure of the call. And I just want to make sure that everybody's really clear on the expectations of turning in that sheet, being on the call live every single week. This is a no complaining, no negativity zone. I've definitely been on mastermind calls before where it just sort of like derails into this everything that's going wrong, and it's really not productive and it's not honoring any of our time. So this is definitely going to be a place for positivity, to really help us raise our vibes, to help us come together as a community, and really just help hold each other accountable to the goals that we want to reach and to doing those activities every single week that's going to help us get there. Okay, so that's just an overview of the call. I'm going to check the chat really quick. So Kate and Roxanne say they can do that. Jennifer and Tanya, can you guys do 2 on Wednesdays?
Yeah, I can do Wednesdays.
Awesome. Which one was that?
Sorry, it's Jennifer.
Okay, yeah, sorry, it just says your phone number, so then I'm like, oh no, okay. Can you do that time, Tanya?
The time's okay. The day is okay. The time will be a struggle. So Wednesday is just as fine as Thursday.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. Well, then if that's the case, I'm going to officially move it to Wednesdays at 2 then, because we had one other coach on the team who I wanted to be able to be on this call, and she has a conflict on Thursday at 2. So then that is the official time. We'll move it to Wednesdays at 2 o'clock. And I will get set up a reoccurring Zoom link. So it'll just be the same one every single week. So you won't need to like find a new one every time. So I'll get a reoccurring one and send it all out to you. And then you'll just click on it every single week and get into this call. So now I want to ask if you guys have any questions, any input, anything else that you want to add. Now is the time. Go ahead, Roxanne.
I had one quick question related to the volume on the new app, just because I'm on the road right now, and I was only able to access it through the online office app or the, you know what I mean, the mobile version.
Yeah,
I feel stupid, but I couldn't find the volume numbers on there.
No.
Is it me?
No, it's it's not you, because I actually had to go to previous office view to find it because they are not but it says like you can click on see the old online office.
Yeah.
So I'm actually not sure yet. I was meant to find that, and then I didn't.
That's okay, cool. I felt like I was like, is it me? I was poking around forever, but I couldn't find it. But
No, I know. I did the same thing. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the old office view because I know where it is on there.
yeah, exactly.
Did you find it on the new one, Kate?
Did I find it on the new one?
Mm-hmm. On the new online office?
Oh, yeah, online office. Yes, I was able to find it. I've been using that one. I like that one much better, but I didn't use the mobile app or anything to do it.
Where did you find it in the new online office?
I went to monitor my business, and in the boxes over to, it has a drop-down menu. Over to the right, on the right half, in one of the options, it said team volume, I believe.
Yes.
And it was over in those menu options where I found it.
Awesome. Okay, I just went on there and yes, it's right there. So awesome. Thank you, Kate. So if you guys didn't get that, in the new online office, if you go to monitor my business and then all the way down to the bottom right box, it says team volume. And you click on that and it'll give you your personal volume, team volume, and personal volume and team volume on the left and the right. Awesome. Thanks, Kate.
You're welcome.
Does anybody else have any questions for the structure of the call? No? Awesome. Nice and clear. Okay, cool. Well, anything that anybody wants to share from the week, we can just go into that. If anybody has any sort of struggles or challenges that they wanted to bring up, or, new things that they're trying, anything they want to bring to the table, would be awesome. Silence. Okay. Did you guys watch the live video I did in the team page talking about using the word open?
Yes.
Okay. Have you guys tried that yet? Because I've been trying it and no joke, okay, not gonna lie, I used to send these really long invitations to coaching. Yeah, I just did. Probably because I'm naturally very wordy. It's funny, I tend to I just want to say lots of things. But I've really been using his scripts, and I think I've sent them all to you guys. But if not, let me know and I'll send them to you. He basically has this whole, I thought I had it right next to me, but this whole PDF handout of his sort of social media scripts that he used to use when he was in network marketing. And some of them are I don't really like some of the verbiage that he uses, but some of them I do really like. Kate says, okay, I'll get them to you, Kate. There's some really good ones in there, and the one that I've been using a lot is I don't know if this is for you or not, but do you keep your options open for earning residual income if it doesn't take away from what you're already doing? Something like that. I'll get you guys a specific scripts. But it's been really effective for getting, just kind of sorting through people and seeing where they're at. Because really that's what we want to know, right? I think beforehand I used to really try and explain what coaching is about and then be like, hey, are you interested? And they're like, I still don't really even understand what you're asking me. So how can I say if I'm interested? But this way it's really just asking them more are you open to learning about this kind of opportunity? And then so many more people are responding positively, and then I'm getting on the phone call with them. And in these scripts, it tells you exactly how to do the phone call. And don't be worried, literally all you do is share your story and then ask them if they'd watch a third-party tool. And it definitely feels kind of weird to me because I feel the need to explain about coaching. But I'm I'm just going to follow this guy because he knows what he's doing. And it's been way more effective. And it's also very liberating because all you have to do is share your story and then share a third-party tool. So definitely something that I would recommend you guys start implementing and using, and just asking, seeing if people are open. Are you open or are you not? And, if they're not, cool. If they are, awesome. Let's get on a phone call.
Yeah, what I really liked about that was the analogy of sorting apples, because then it doesn't feel so, I guess for me mentally, it helps me get around that feeling of a sales pitch. It's like, no, I'm just, sorting. I like that analogy.
Yeah, I really like that too. And I like how he says in network marketing, like, you're not a salesperson, you're a consultant. Mm-hmm. And I like thinking of it that perspective, because if you think of a consultant, they're not necessarily there trying to sell you something. They're there trying to lend their knowledge, what they have of all these options, to help connect you with what's going to help you best. And so it sort of takes that personal side out of it, almost like if they say no, you're like, all right, well, cool, you weren't open right now. Or in the Apple situation, like, oh, well, you're not ready yet. Because I think it can be easy to get hung up if you hear a lot of no's, and then you're like, oh, you start feeling like they're personally rejecting you, which is like never fun. But when you can think about it from that perspective of, I'm a consultant and I'm just sorting to see who's ready, who's open to learning more about this, and then I'm sharing. So it becomes more of a just looking to connect and see where people are at, versus like, I'm just trying to sell everybody on coaching or everybody on a challenge pack,
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah, and the next step, where I really am getting the benefit is the next step, because once they say, yes, they're open, then I kind of fall into that mindset of, well, now I'd be doing them a disservice if I didn't let them know more. If I didn't share this opportunity with them, or if I didn't share this, because, they've expressed that they're open to it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, maybe it's just a mental thing for me, but it's really helped me look at it differently.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. For sure. Yeah. Because then if like, oh, they are actually looking for something like this, and then it comes from a different place of sharing when you know that. For sure. Awesome. Tanya and Jennifer, did you have anything else you wanted to add or to ask about?
I don't think so yet.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, then we will have our official first call following this format next Wednesday at 2:00. And I know Kate mentioned she didn't have those scripts yet already, so I'll get those to you. If anybody else wants them, let me know, and I will get them to you as well. And then just make sure that you get that form filled out and sent to me before Wednesday next week. And again, I just want to thank you guys for showing up on this call. By doing this, by agreeing to this level of accountability, you have basically, definitely shown me that you are serious about this business. And in turn, you guys on the team are the ones who are going to be getting my time, who are going to be getting my mentorship and my attention, because that's one thing that he also said is very important, to be intentional about who you are giving your attention to. And just as you guys will learn as you start to grow your own teams, there's going to be people who talk a lot but don't do a lot, and there's going to be people that sort of show up, and then there's going to be people like you guys who are all in and dedicated and wanting to build this business, and that's who you want to work with. So just like I'm going to be very intentional and focused on you guys, you then can turn around and use that as a model with the people that you bring onto your team. So again, just want to thank you guys for showing up here. I'm really excited to be doing this with you, and I look forward to next week.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome.